Hello and welcome to the Metabreakers Podcast, starring your hosts, your beautiful hosts, might I add, DmoneyGames, that's me. Then we have the Warshack, this is his channel, hello. And then we have DracoCatt over there in the corner, those tattoos that everybody loves. Hello, welcome. We have some great things to talk about. We're gonna talk about the hold on. We're gonna talk about the meta. We're gonna talk about the Tavern Pass. We're gonna talk about achievements, theory crafts, and more. Welcome to your favorite podcast, the Metabreakers Podcast. Hello.
Wow.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
That was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Good intro.
Very rehearsed.
Yo, Warshack, I just realized you used the different scene because the other one has like the grid that goes behind.
All right, hold on.
us.
All right, I can fix this.
No, you can use this one too. I just thought it was cool. I was thinking like, oh wow, maybe he's like trying to change it up just so that like it's a different visual experience every week.
No, I was changing between the 4 and the 3, and I forgot to set it to like have it its own scene. So then I had to go back and change it to the 3, and then I clicked the wrong one. But this is
looks
cool
great.
too.
This
Okay.
one's cool.
Yeah, I like
A
that.
little trippy, yeah.
I like it.
So,
How was
so
your
what's
week,
going
guys?
on? Yeah. D-Money, you go first.
Oh, all right. I've been playing a lot of ladder, and I've actually been having a very good time. Honestly, like I don't even. Is there a new expansion coming? I'm just having fun with the meta, guys. I don't know. I know we've been talking about how it's stale, but I'm actually I'm playing my Highlander Priest. Maybe it's because I'm winning. I don't know.
Probably. You've been doing really well. What were you? Upwards of rank 2, I saw.
Yeah, I've been ranked 2. I dropped to 3 yesterday, but still not too bad. And I've just been playing Highlander Priest, and it's like you get to play every single class because you're playing Priest. So it's like a lot of fun. And also my streams have been popping off with like viewership and everything. So many people talking in chat that it just makes the meta so enjoyable, I guess. I don't know. I'm like
It's just you're winning, man. You're just winning.
The
so you
winning
enjoy
part
it.
probably helps. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
probably-
yeah. It's kind of hard to have a bad time when you're just winning, and you're very high ranked. Your stream's doing well, so I'm glad and I'm happy. Things are because this
Yeah,
is
thank
normally
you.
the worst time in Hearthstone, to be honest. It's right
Yeah.
before the expansion, right? Like the last 2 weeks, that final stride is like. I know I haven't been playing as much Hearthstone as normally, like I do, and that's just because I'm just like waiting for the new expansion. Been playing some WoW. I went on a date. That was interesting.
You went on a date.
Yeah.
Where'd it
I
go?
went on it. I went on a date, and then
That's not a good sign if you said it was interesting.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's not
yeah,
a
it's
good
it's just
answer.
gonna be the single date. There's no, I don't think there'll be more after that. It was the one that what got me was I love old fashions. Orders an old fashioned, drinks 20% of it, and then that was it. I'm like, you gonna finish that? You can't just let an old fashioned go to waste. Like, are you out of your mind? So I wasn't even upset.
So
So
okay, why
that
did
was the
she,
worst
why did
part.
she not finish it? Did she just not like them? Was she fibbing?
I don't know. She just didn't finish the old fashioned. I can't be having that. Not one bit. Not one
It's
bit.
very. Any of you guys who don't know what an old fashioned is it's very highly concentrated. Majority of it is just bourbon, right? So you don't get a lot of liquid in an old fashioned because the majority of the liquid is actual like liquor.
You get the liquid that matters.
Yes, right. So if you don't drink like a small percentage of an old fashioned, it's like you drank like, I don't know, what is it, like a half a shot or something like that, and then just didn't finish it. It's kind of weird. It's just, it sounds
Yeah, and it's
wrong.
not like a cheap drink
Sounds wrong.
either. It's not like a drink
No.
you can just like, it's not like a beer where you can like drink like, you know, not a quarter of it and just be like, all right, whatever. It was $4. Old
But
fashions are
did
like
she? Wait, how much is it?
anywhere between 15 to $20.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's a whole. That's more than a dinner, bro. All right.
Well,
I'm
It's
just
like
saying,
this,
this is how
it's-
much an old fashioned is at a bar. I mean, it depends if
Old-fashioned
it's happy
with bad
hour or
bourbon
not.
Yeah, you don't want to budget old fashioned.
But
Like-
did she actually order it herself, or did you like
Yes.
convince her to order
She
it?
ordered it. That's what I was having. And then that's what she ordered.
Did
She's
you
like,
order
I
it first,
Yeah,
and then
that's
you
the
were,
question.
and then you
Yeah,
were, and
yeah.
then she was
I
like,
got
"Oh,
there
I'll have the
first.
same."
Yeah, I can. No. All right. Listen here. This is how it threw down. I knew it was happy hour at this place. She couldn't meet for a happy hour. I need to go for happy hour because it's happy hour. So I got old-fashioned on happy hour. Before she got there, I was 2 old fashions deep. She gets there, doesn't ask for a happy hour menu because it's no longer happy hour because she couldn't make it on time. Then she orders like, what was it, a vodka something, like her go-to, because she was freaking out. And I was like, did you just go to your go-to right there? She's like, yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, it's good. And then after that, she ordered an old fashioned, literally drank 2 sips, and then just didn't finish it. And I was like, well, are you good to go? Are you gonna finish that? She goes, no, I'm done. I just, I'm just not gonna finish that. I was like, she's like, do you want it? And I wanted to say yes, but I didn't want to be that guy. So it just went to the wayside.
Yeah, let me just chug a 3rd old fashioned before I drive.
I would have, if I wasn't gonna be judged by literally everyone sitting around us, that thing would have been all gone, no problem.
Well, glad you didn't, I guess. That is weird though. She definitely didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty acquired taste drink.
But she said she loved it. She loved it. She loved old fashioned.
If you loved it, you don't drink 2 sips and then not finish it.
Yeah, she's a compulsive liar. That's a red flag.
This is not a good, dude. There's a lot of signs that I'm seeing here. Like, you don't love a drink and then not finish it.
Besides the date, there was a recent discovery chat. I don't know if you've seen the Twitter clip or not, but we've decided who's been right over the Potion of Illusions Conjurer's Calling thing. Last podcast, we had talked about it in great detail. And just recently, we have uncovered the truth. Money. What was that truth?
That it's been hot fixed secretly.
That it wasn't a bug, or it wasn't an intended change. It was in fact a bug.
Frostwith Warwolf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. Oh, let the gifted subs rain upon me.
Boom.
Oh.
Yes, you guys were right somehow. All right. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I just needed the proof, I thought everybody in chat was either baiting me or like it made sense. I'm pretty sure my way made sense too, like that they just did that change along with the other change to Potion of Illusion or like the Turtle Mage change altogether. But yeah, the whole thing was that Potion of Illusion, if you played a Potion of Illusion minion, which would cost 1, and then you played Conjurer's Calling on that minion, it would turn into 2 1-drops. And that had never happened before, and it was so weird. It happened to me in a game, and then it was happening to like all my opponents as they were trying it as well. And it was hilarious to watch it from like after I made the mistake and I learned from it, then it was hilarious to watch everybody else mess up on it too. And I just thought this was like the new thing, and it was so sad. And it made the card a lot worse. And then Draco and Warshack thought that was just a bug, and I didn't think that was a bug at all. I thought that was just like the new way it was. And
you were like, well, if it was a bug, Blizzard would say it was a bug, and then they would talk about when they fixed it. Like you said they make a point to tell us, and then they're like, because they didn't, that means it was intended. But then they just fixed it and didn't say anything.
Yeah, I feel like they should address that. Like, that's losing people games. I don't know. Like, I feel like I read a lot of the patch notes and I just did not see that. Maybe I'm blind, but that was just a bet is a bet. You win. There's your subs.
That's the only bet I'm probably ever gonna win.
I mean, we were honestly just arguing on the path of the fact that like it doesn't make sense with the history of like the other cards. Like, why would Potion of Illusion get conjured into a 1-drop if you could evolve Lackey a Mogu Flesh Shaper and it turned into like...
There's a lot of things in Hearthstone that don't make sense. All right, so...
Or 9-drop, whatever it is. Yeah. Glad we figured that out, though.
Yeah.
For science.
And subs, yes.
The subs help. Thank you, D-Money. You didn't actually need to do that, but I appreciate it.
I'm a man of my word. I would have expected subs if I won too. So
okay, noted.
Oh shit! And Draco, how's it going on your side of the park?
Oh, pretty good. I guess I'm not like loving the game as much. But then again, I do play one class all the time, so. Like, it probably gets stale for me a little bit faster, I would imagine, because I'm not streaming different decks and changing it up super frequently. I have been winning as well. Weirdly, oddly for me, I have a lot of luck on EU, and I have less luck on NA. Like, I'll go into NA, and I'll play the same exact deck that I play on EU, and then lose 3 games. And then I'll go to EU and I'll just like be even higher ranked and I'll just win like 5 in a row. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like,
I mean, is that luck or are you just getting better matchups?
it's not even like the matchups that are super different, you know? I mean, and when I'm in top 100 on either server or like on EU primarily where I get there, it's like I play the same people the whole day, you know? Like it's like I play the same guy like 4 times, or I play this guy twice, then another guy, and then I play the other guy again, and then the other guy again. You know what I mean? It's like the same people. But when I'm on NA, I just don't get to that point still. So it's just random. You know, like I'd rather just play against like the top EU guys that are all playing like Priest or something. Because I don't know if that makes sense. Like, but it's like the meta's different because I play the same people on EU, but on NA it's random. You know?
Yeah, so I mean, you got a little variety there, like being able to switch between the servers. So that's something, I guess.
You know, it's so fun. You know, random matchups are the same, or I get used to what I'm seeing people play to the point where I'm going to play them again in the next game, so I can, you know, attack for that matchup. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how that feels like. I'm not up there with you big dogs.
Yeah, it's interesting, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm ready for new cards. I'm not really like winning isn't doing it for me, to be frank. You know, I just need something new. But I mean, tomorrow will probably be the last day where I stream like standard, like Skullomance Legend.
Well, yes.
That'll be good.
Tomorrow's the last day before the expansion.
Yes, that is the. I'm trying to think about it positively. You know, it's like okay, one more day.
It's
One more
so
day.
close, man.
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. Just let me put like at least 3 new cards in my deck, and then I'll have more fun. But you know,
Yeah, you're gonna put 2 bladed ladies and the new legendary. Easy. You got this.
2 bladed ladies and Zai.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to playing like other decks other than Soul Demon Hunter when it first comes out. To be honest,
Nice.
that is the goal. What are you guys gonna? Do you guys have plans for Expansion Day? You guys do anything cool?
Well, I think we want to talk about that later?
Okay,
Or
we
do
can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Plans for
that's in
expansion
the-
day? Yeah, we can. Yeah, okay.
We got to
We'll
keep
talk
the
about it
people
later.
wanting more, all right?
Let's go.
All right, so meta, we'll briefly cover this, I suppose, right? Because we've got
Yes.
pretty intense things to talk about in a later segment here. So what I'm looking at, Paladin Hunter, Demon Hunter, still all at the top above the 50% win rate mark. I don't really see any other thing that's really changed up. Maybe Mage has dropped a little bit. Warlock's gotten even worse into the Abyss. That is the Twisting Nether, aka Shadow Realm. Anything else?
Yeah, I think like the major thing is Mage dropping, and I totally understand it. I've played against I've played as Mage and against some Mages recently, and the class just doesn't feel like nearly as strong as it used to be. Like it still can win games, but it seems like the only way to win games right now is just like high rolling, and like sure. There was always randomness in Mage before the nerfs like Solarian and Evocation, but it was just way more consistent beforehand. Like now you actually have to high roll to win these games. But it probably is one of the more fun decks to play just because it's so random. But I feel like that's why we see that dropping.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks pretty normal, right? Like Shaman's going up a little bit though. You know, like, well, it's not the
Hey.
worst now. It's the second from worst. That's fantastic. But
Yeah.
Hopefully this new expansion makes it not the worst class. You know.
Yeah, Warlock and
That'll be
Shaman have
great.
been shown at the bottom for quite some time now. The Totem Shaman, though, that's going to be an annoying deck if it gets popular, just because of how like spiky it is. You know what I mean? Like it either just runs away with the game or it does nothing. So we'll see.
I mean,
we'll
I don't
see.
even think the new Totem card is even good, honestly.
Oh, it's a win more, but it's really powerful.
Is it a win more? You have to be winning in the first place for it to be a win more.
I mean,
Well,
that
that's what
card
I'm
seemed
saying.
off.
Like, if you're winning by like in the early game, you get the blowout. You blow out more. You know what I mean? Like,
You
either
It doesn't
on.
buff itself, right? Like,
No.
doesn't that
Yeah, it
make it
doesn't
suck
buff
more?
itself. Yeah.
Like the totem's always a 0/4, but everything else gets buffed.
I don't know. It's
Taunt
just
totem down. It's good, right? Because it's buffing what's protecting it. But
Mhm.
like,
I don't want to make you sad, but I did do a set review with some competitive team members from Hyper Horizon yesterday, and we Went through every single card, and we did it on Excel. We had an Excel spreadsheet, so we were able to look at like what class we rated the best and the worst. And Shaman was we rated the worst by a decent amount. So we don't think they got too many great cards.
I thought Demon Hunter was the worst you guys rated.
No.
Interesting.
Demon Hunter was. Oh, actually, Demon Hunter was the worst. Sorry, and then it was Shaman. But
How you gonna be
really
wrong?
wasn't too far behind.
you just said Shaman was the worst. How can we believe these stats now if you just giving out the first information bit is wrong? Now
Demon
you want us to
Hunter is
believe
on
this
like
whole
a different.
spreadsheet?
It's in like a different column. It's in like it's like a whole. It's separate for some reason. That's why I didn't see it. But
You don't need more good cards.
Yeah.
Really.
Demon Hunter got some not so great things, but maybe it could still.
What
be
was
good.
at the top? Mage and Hunter.
Warrior probably right.
Warrior was number 1, and
Really?
then Paladin, and then Hunter.
Okay.
Warrior has all these like giant stats cards, you know, like
Dude,
there's
the Warrior
just like,
disappointed me, man.
I mean, they're not exciting cards, but they're good cards, you know.
They're so forced. Like the whole Warrior thing is so forced now. They just printed all of these cards. It's like, well, duh, you're gonna play this in this kind of deck. Like, you know what I mean? Like the creative aspect of Warrior is literally gone. It's you can include these in your Zoth, Mech, Pirate, Dragon, Warrior. Like, oh god, it irks me. Anyway, top 1,000.
Yeah, what do we got?
Taking a
Broom
look
is
at
number
the
1.
tier 1, we got Broom Paladin. For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's a really, really hard deck to play. So you better watch yourself there. Soul Demon Hunter coming in number 2, Highlander Hunter 3, and Control Warrior number 4. Looking at tier 2, we've got Highlander Priest, a D-Money special coming at you at the top of T2, followed by Bomb Warrior, a Galakron Rogue, Guardian Druid, Enrage Warrior, Secret Rogue, and Highlander Rogue. Any surprises here, boys?
Not really. Druid looks like it's doing better than it is on the, the ranking for the classes. So that's kind of cool, you know. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I see all these decks all the time. It doesn't really surprise me.
Same.
Not really too much to talk about. Same kind of meta that we've been dealing with. These have been like the same popular decks. I feel like the only thing that's a little surprising is that Druid's coming back a bit. I'm not sure why exactly. Maybe people just want to play it again because they're just bored. But
well, it's one of those decks that you draw the ramp, you play the cards, you win the game. You don't draw the ramp, you lose the game. So it's just it's honestly a pretty fun deck to play when you get to play giant static minions with survival. But yeah, it sometimes just gets run over by some of these faster decks. But if you're interested, like we've mentioned before, there's 3 rogue decks here and there's 3 warrior decks here. So if you like rogue or warrior, there's 3 decks, 3 different decks for each of those 2 classes here in the top T1, T2 meta. So good for you guys.
Yeah.
No sarcasm there. It's actually good for you guys. Like those are fun decks. Do we want to move to the revamping progression and rewards system?
Yeah, that's the big topic, right?
Yeah, this is the big news. This is what everybody's talking about.
Do you want me to do the overview?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys haven't been on Reddit, on Twitter, or if you live under any various form of a rock, you might have noticed that people are a little bit upset right now about the new progression system in Hearthstone. The progression system in Hearthstone is no longer going to be exactly as it was before, in which you would get a random new quest every day and you could re-roll that quest to get a new quest. Now it's something that you could either choose to opt in to pay for $20, or you can play the standard version, I guess. And now you're at a specific level, and your quests that are similar to the old ones give you experience to get to the next levels. And each level gives you a specific reward, whether it's 100 gold, or it's a pack, or it's some kind of skin, or whatever it may be, maybe a random legendary or an epic card. The reward system now is like you gain experience and then you get whatever the next level's reward is. And people are very mad about this because when they were flirting and talking to the community about this idea, as we've stated in some previous podcasts, they've said that they would not, that players would be receiving the same amount of gold or more. That was exactly the way they phrased it. Players will be getting more rewards, will be receiving the same amount of gold or more. And people are very mad because if you look at the equation of how much experience you get from playing each day and how long it takes to get from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4 and to get to these rewards, it looks like you are receiving, or it has been confirmed from the data that's out there for us available right now, that you will be receiving around 2,000 less gold per expansion, which as Warshack pointed out, we were talking about this before, that is 20 packs. So it looks like you're receiving 20 packs less of gold as a free-to-play player who grinds the general quest every day. So the Hearthstone community is outraged, I guess, to say. How did I do?
You did very well.
But
But then you did say that they had a response back to this that isn't being highlighted, like you said it probably should.
Which we should share with chat as well, because
Yes.
that is extremely relevant. So to all of this outrage that people have been complaining about on the internet, in which articles are generally titled things like Blizzard lied. Blizzard responded. What Blizzard said is, hey, there's a whole bunch of other things that will be granting experience to get all of these awards much faster than the system looks like right now, that will be coming out throughout the expansion cycle. And you can't formulate a proper analysis on the rewards based on what you see right now. So they were basically telling us that there's more rewards that we can see that people get.
But we don't see them yet. They will come later.
Yeah. Which basically is, they were kind of just saying, yo, chill. There's stuff you don't know and you'll be getting more. And it's definitely, they were basically confirming on the internet, like, okay, you guys can't see everything, but it's still way more. Which all that would need to take place to make this happen, right, would be like enough experience to the point where it would boost people to get there faster. Meaning like there's like some big giant quests that come out that give like, I don't know, like a level or two of experience. Then everyone would be past the point where they need to be, because all you need to really make up for here is 20 packs worth of gold by the end of the expansion, 2,000 gold.
Okay. So, I have a couple questions here.
Yeah.
So you said they get 2,000 free-to-play players get 2,000 less gold per expansion cycle, but what about the people that buy the Tavern Pass?
So let's, for the sake of
it's better
viewership, don't call it Tavern Pass to confuse people. You know what I mean? I've been saying that. I made a mistake. Battle Pass. We're talking about the Battle Pass here, guys.
No, this is Tavern Pass.
I thought the Tavern Pass was the Battleground stuff. The Battle Pass.
No. The Battlegrounds is a Perks Pass. This is Tavern Pass.
I think he's right, dude. I think I was wrong when I said that. I think Dmoney's right.
I am right. I just loaded into the game before and I checked.
Yeah.
And it says, oh my god, it says Tavern Pass?
It's Tavern Pass, yes.
Okay, all right. My mistake then. Sorry. I just wanted, for the sake of not getting confused, I just therefore made everybody more confused, including myself. No, just kidding. All right, listen to D-Money. He would never be wrong on anything. Continue. Sorry.
I like the way you think.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, me continue?
Yeah. You're asking like, yo, do more people get more gold that purchase the Tavern Pass? And I think the answer to that question is obviously yes. Like, yeah, well, you get like a whole bunch more rewards if you buy into it, because that experience boost, once you get to the end result, ends up being like, okay, you get 100 gold like every other day that you play or something.
Yeah, so you get more rewards than usual, and you get skins too.
Well, the rewards,
to me, yeah.
The rewards that you get are only cosmetic related. It has nothing to do with the amount of packs and gold you receive by buying into the pass.
It has an experience boost.
It does, but it's, I think, yes, you get it, you achieve it faster, but you can achieve those same things without paying.
Not all of them.
Yes, right? Only cosmetic stuff. So if you don't own the Battle Pass, right, you can progress through the system and get the same amount of packs and gold as someone who has purchased it, just at a little bit of slower rate. The person who purchased it will also be unlocking cosmetic items along the way, and that's kind of like why you would buy into it, is to get these cosmetics, right? It has nothing to do with the amount. Yes, the experience boost.
The boost actually, yes, the boost is important because after you complete all the levels, then you get each level that you get after that. I think you get 150 gold. And if you were to buy the pass, then I think you're actually going like positive compared to like what the past gold earnings you'd be able to have would be.
Because you can still get there without paying.
Bonus.
You can you get there without paying, but that's still, you still maintain the thing of 2,000 less gold per expansion than typically.
Warshack, think about it like this: like if you prestige past the 50, like all of the people that play a ton of Hearthstone are gonna do. You know, like if you go past the 50, you just keep getting 150 gold. And if you buy the Tavern pass, you level up 20% faster.
I understand the leveling faster part. I just also want to mention that you can still get all of the rewards without paying the money besides the cosmetics.
Yes, but you're still going to be, going to be getting less. So it really only shafts the free-to-play players. And that's because you're not allowed to buy the Tavern pass with gold.
Yes.
Yeah, which is kind of sad.
Yes.
I mean,
I kind of get it.
Yeah, I kind of get it too, because like you get gold on the road, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
Like imagine like they're like, okay, the Tavern pass cost 1,000 gold, but then in the Tavern pass you get like 70,000 gold. So it's like, technically, does it cost anything? Like, you know, like is like that's crazy to think about. You know, like how do you make the thing that's supposed to generate the game money by giving you in-game currency cost in-game currency? Because then it's just like recycling itself. And I know that's what everyone wants, but that's not how like Blizzard employees pay for their babies' diapers and shit, dude. You know, like
well, they're comparing it to like Fortnite and Apex, where like if you go through the battle pass, you get enough things to be able to buy another battle pass. But if you were to like, let's say, not include ways to buy the battle pass unless you paid real life money, why don't you just make a bundle that like you can pre-order that includes said battle pass or Tavern pass in it? So, you know what I mean? Just make it like include in the bundle the pre-order, get more people to pre-order, or just like make the pre-order cost like $5 or $10 more, and then it also comes with this pass. But I think the you know what I mean? Like pre-ordering like 2 different pre-orders, one's 80, one's 50, and now you have to spend another 20. Like that's just a lot of money every 4 months for the casual average player who just wants to enjoy some Hearthstone cards and build some fun decks. I mean, that is a lot of money. And we're also going to be getting those 35 extra new cards, the mini set in between the 2 sets, basically 2 months after each set comes out, which is, again, more packs that need to be purchased and more money that needs to be spent in order to upkeep and, you know, play some of those meta decks that our viewers want to play. So it's just a lot.
You know what I wonder, though? Because like I think what's really frustrating about this revamp for people is that it's kind of making you have to reconsider the way you like, what is the way to be a casual player now? You know, like perhaps your perception of being a casual Hearthstone player, like you just like playing Hunter or something, and like every expansion that comes out, you just get the normal bundle, you know, and you just only get the mega bundle if it's a Hunter hero or something like that. I don't know, right? You just get a normal bundle. Then you play for, you know, every couple days, every once in a while. You build your Hunter, you open your cards, disenchant them, make the ones you like, and then you play the decks you like, play your class. I wonder if instead of purchasing like a bundle for these casual players, they're getting like the Tavern pass so that you get like all this gold, more than you generally do. By the end of it, it equates to being a better casual experience versus like pre-ordering it all. Like that's what I don't know if that's the goal, but that would be great for I guess like the community if like if you could just keep up with playing the game from just buying a Tavern pass to like to get more experience and rewards while you're playing instead of having to dump large quantities at once.
Saint, don't you guys have the Tavern pass? We do, but this argument isn't for the sake of us. For me, the Tavern pass produces more value than it normally has. We're talking about the casual normal Hearthstone player whose job isn't to play Hearthstone. We want you guys it to make sense for you and you to have a good experience with this because you like, you know what I mean? That's we we want it to be fair for everyone, not just the people who play this game 5 to 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? We want a nice, well-rounded system that rewards all styles of players, not just the ones who can spend 8 hours a day playing Hearthstone. I think that's a good way to look at it, right?
Right. Yeah. We're pretty aware that like we don't expect the majority of the Hearthstone players to play as much as us or to invest in it as much as we do, because it's, you know, a big part of our lives. So it's like, it comes down to the other people that it's just a thing that they do. It's their hobby. It's like their favorite game that they play on their iPad when their wife's asleep. I don't know, man. Like it just it's for everyone. And I feel like the way they rebundled the Tavern pass and the achievement system might not be the most appealing for people that don't want to put money into the game but still want to be a player. I think that's what Rob's saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you raise an interesting point, Draco, about the like just maybe being able to buy the Tavern Pass and then not buy a pre-order, which I doubt they want to happen. But I think I saw an article that said
There's incentive there actually, because like bundles aren't something that you're guaranteed to you know, like make off of people. But the ideal with these battle passes is that they add a renewing option to it. And they like get all of these people to opt into the renewing charge, because that's like really, really like valuable in terms of like raising the, I guess, like the equity of a game for a developer, where it's like, okay, saying like this game has like 900,000 people that own the battle pass is better than saying like we had you know, 900,000 people that pre-ordered, because like that's not guaranteed revenue for the next season. So the entire business perspective of Blizzard with this battle pass is to eventually turn it into a renewable option that directly takes money out of her bank accounts that they can guarantee for their income. That's the most valuable thing that they can do in terms of increasing the value of Hearthstone as a
I kind of
business.
looked at it as like a $5 subscription now, because if it's $20 every 4 months, that's basically $5 I have to pay a month to get my experience boost and get the most out of Hearthstone I can get. That's kind of how I've classified it in my mind as.
I mean, you really don't need to buy it. It's just like the main thing is probably the cosmetics. Like, yes, okay, they should probably make it so that you get a little more rewards, so that it's at least equal to what it used to be if you don't buy the battle pass. But I feel like a lot of it is basically the cosmetics. Like, sure, you can buy it for the extra gold. Maybe that makes sense money wise if you're gonna buy packs anyway. But
No, but
I think
skins are
yeah,
locked behind the pass.
yeah,
And we all know we got to have our skins.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't care about skins, and they might already have like good skins already. So, but a player like me personally, I love cosmetics in any game that I play. Like, I need to be looking fresh, or else I'm not gonna be having a good time. And I also won't win as much, obviously. So yeah, for me, I really love it. I know the battle pass is getting a lot of hate, but I really love that there's just something new. I know it's not perfect. I see all the complaints and everything. I'm listening, and but like I think it's just the first iteration of the battle pass. Like I think they want to improve on it. I think people just need to be a little less negative, with the criticism, instead of like just being so like, instead of just giving criticism, they should give constructive criticism, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, a new system that's in place, like compared to our old quest system, is good, right? Like seeing improvements to the game. Obviously, this is an improvement, right? It's getting to the point where it's better. It's just, you know, making sure we tweak those numbers to make sure it's fair to everybody, and it feels good, right? A good point is like it feels good to play. Like playing a whole day of Hearthstone and like not seeing any progress because you don't have stuff popping up on your screen that says, "Hey, you just won 3 games. Here's 10 gold." Whether or not that 10 gold is less or more of what it provides, like now or in the long term, it just still feels good to the player to know that, hey, I just played some games and I got something for it. So it's more of, you know what I mean? Like
I understand that, but like 10 gold is freaking nothing. All right.
Oh,
if
I
you're,
know.
If you're
I'm not complaining, but I just know that
No,
I like
yeah.
seeing that. I'm not scared to admit that when shit pops up on my screen and says, "Hey, you just played Hearthstone a little bit. Here you go. Here's a penny." I'm like, God damn right, that's a penny. That's my penny, and I just earned that shit through playing Hearthstone. So just have it. You know what I mean? Just
they should show your
works feels
experience
good.
bar at the end of the fucking game. They should show your experience bar and show it go bloop.
Yeah,
Just like in every other game.
That's good too.
You know what I mean? Like,
Give
and
me
even if
something.
they want to make people really not over it, they should have like whatever the end of the reward is for it, right at the end of the bar, right? Like,
Yeah,
if it's an
that's
Ashes
cool.
of Outland pack, you just see like bloop.
These are all things that people should be commenting and tweeting out to Blizzard, you know, instead of saying like, "Oh my god, I get less gold. This is the worst thing ever. This is horrible. What did you do to my what did you do? I don't get 10 gold every 3 games now. Oh my gosh, this game is awful. I'm quitting. I'm never coming back. Uninstall. Here's a picture." God.
We talk about this all the time on this podcast, but there's a reason, like even if everyone's outraged and they like claim they're going to quit Hearthstone, you can't kill Hearthstone because there's no viable competitor. Like there's no other game that's like a competitive like hard card game that's digital online other than Legends of Runeterra, but that doesn't really have the community value of Hearthstone, or like you can play like, you know, high stakes like big deal games with it. So even if people are outraged and they quit and they're like, "I'm never pre-ordering again. Blizzard is dead to me." Like the game is still going to exist because people are still going to play it as long as it's the only version that's like a refined feel-good version of a card game that's digitally online. You can play against real people. So like it sucks, but it's the reality. So we just kind of have to hope they change these things for the benefit of everyone, from like asking for the right things versus just being toxically outraged. You know, like, because quitting the game and saying you're going to quit the game doesn't make these things change. It's more of like, you know, you need to suggest the ways to fix the game. Yeah, I don't know, man. The outrage is a little bit outrageous to me. Yes.
Yeah, it's a new thing in the game. You gotta like let them have a chance to really like put it out there, like, and see how it is. Like they even put it out before the expansion, so like we got a little lucky in that regard. Like they're going to improve it for sure, and I feel like the Hearthstone team has been like going in such a good direction recently with like consistent updates and like actually listening to what people have to say most of the time. So I feel like it's just like I definitely have some issues with it myself. Like I don't really like the achievement screen. I feel like it could be a lot more like user friendly, like the way that you like get the achievement points, and like it would be nice to know like what the points are for and stuff like that. Sometimes like it could be a little confusing. But like I said before, like it's just the first iteration, so like just the fact that we have a new system and everything, like that's so freaking cool to me. Like every other game has a battle pass, like, and the fact that like Hearthstone now has a battle pass, it's just like the same thing with auto chess. Like I was pretty jealous that League of Legends had TFT, and like I didn't know like any of the League of Legends like champions or items, like what item plus what item makes another item. So like that's why I really didn't get into TFT, but like I love auto chess. I love the concept and everything, and I was so happy that they brought it to Hearthstone, because like this is the game that I play every day, and like I know all these cards, and like this is it's so much fun. And like it Battlegrounds, like at first like a lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of people still don't like it. And I feel like that's just because people don't really give it a chance. I don't know. They don't really give new things a chance too much. And I would love to see people like have an open mind with things like this, you know?
You saying people hate change, D-Money?
A little bit.
Kind of true, though.
Oh, no, yeah. It's proven that people hate change. That's yeah. Do we want to move to... We covered this quite a bit. You had mentioned Frodan doing this, but we can move on. Or I think we've hammered it out enough, but if anybody... Any words?
We were going to talk about their other way of marketing through like the gifted subs and stuff, and how that's been cool. So.
Oh yeah, I don't actually have a picture for that.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Warshack and DmoneyGames here both got gifted 100 subs from Blizzard on Friday, I believe that was.
Something like
that. In my perspective, is the coolest way to market an expansion ever that I've like honestly seen from Blizzard So I think because we were kind of being skeptical over the pre-release party stuff because it said like, this many gifted subs, and we were all just kind of like, okay, you're gonna. D-Money said it was the rich getting richer. That was
I was under the impression that they were just gonna give the gifted subs to the streamers that they had listed on their page there, because they didn't really say anything about it, like who really gets it. And it completely caught me by surprise when they gifted me 100 subs. I was very I had no idea what it was for. I was like, what the heck just happened? And they said pre-launch party hype and like keep doing what you're doing. Like we love, like keep making that great content for Hearthstone and whatever. And like it was like the coolest feeling ever, man. Like to be noticed by the game. A little bit, yeah. Like
hell yeah,
one
dude.
time, yeah. Because I was like, what is happening? Like, why did I get this? I was so confused, man. Yeah, it feels really cool to be recognized by the company that we like, the game that we play, and that I've been playing since the closed beta. And like it's cool to see my friends like Rob Warshack get noticed as well. It's just really nice that they're recognizing smaller streamers. We're not necessarily that small, but but like not just like the big, like the whales of the community, I guess.
Yeah.
So
they were, being generous towards people that weren't, the most successful streamers in their industry. So that's very cool. Very cool. I hope they do that again to advertise more streams. I feel like when like your community gets like gifting subs is really good for streamers because everyone gets those notifications, and then they realize they don't have to watch advertisements to go to that person's stream. And when they talk, they look like a regular there. So it's like gifting subs is really nice for streamers because it helps their community grow. And seeing like Play Hearthstone gifted you a subscription to like someone that you actually want to support and be there for is just a really great way to like make people not have a sour perspective of Blizzard, which is something that a lot of people on Reddit seem to have. So I think it's great that they're doing that because it's kind of like them just going out there to show like, hey, we do care about like the people that play our game that aren't like aren't on the billboard. We care about all of you guys over here that are playing like meme decks that are special to you guys. We care about you over here who only play Rogue, and you know what I mean. It's just such a great look, and I think they should do it more. It's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure they've never done anything like this before. I mean, they've done like the giveaway of bundles to popular dudes, and they've given away some of those, but nothing like 6,000 gifted subs before an expansion to kind of hype up the Twitch community and the viewers that follow their favorite streamers. So yeah, it's really cool. I hope they do something like this again in the future. Whether or not I will continue, you know what I mean? They support me or support other channels, smaller, bigger, medium size. It's just good as a whole for people who play Hearthstone and people who stream it, that they show support back towards the players and the content creators. So it was awesome, and I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, like we talked about it last week. Like they're giving away like $40,000 worth of like subs and mega bundles. So like they're really doing a lot for the community, and it's really great to see, man. I don't think anybody's. I don't know how. Maybe Reddit could find a way to hate on it, but I don't know how you could. All right, This is great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
but we can move into Theorycraft decks.
Yes. All right. So first one's first. We have Draco. I believe this is your OTK Lifesteal Demon Hunter deck. You want to take the lead on this one right here?
Yeah. Did you guys check this out when I showed it to you earlier? Did you look at it yet?
I'm looking at it right now, and I see Moarg, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, so basically what inspired this deck was two different things. Was the OTK Demon Hunter decks of old, and the like with Kael'thas and Enter Demon and the Twin Slices, where you would use it, you know what I mean? Like where you just draw through the whole deck, and you ran Zephyrs in that deck as well, because you'd always get through your deck to the point where like, you could either dump Zephyrs if he's blocking a skull, or by the end of the game, he becomes an alternative win condition for him. So I figured now, since Demon Hunter gets acrobatics, you don't have to run bad cards like Novice Engineer in the deck anymore. You can just run all of the draw and then put in the Moarg package and the philosophies, and then make the finisher just, playing a bunch of Moargs and using a combination of lifesteal things. Like, it doesn't have to be Moarg, I-beam. You don't have to OTK that way. What you could do is you could copy an additional Soul Cleave that was reduced by Skull in your hand with Zai. You could have a couple Moargs. You could already have your Warblades up or something like that and be like, you know what? I need 16 damage for lethal, and all I need to do is drop one Moarg and my Il'gynoth, use one Soul Cleave, and then smack him in the face for 5 with his Twin Slice, and that it gets right there. You can assemble a lifesteal win condition with this deck through just playing it normally. And then you cycle through the whole thing anyway. And then you have Zephyrs at the end. So it's like, use the lifesteal to heal against aggro, and then you don't die and you win from that win condition. Or if it's a control deck, you kind of just hope they don't Mind Render or Lucia you and dump all of your Moargs out of your hand. And then you eventually assemble an OTK.
So, looking at the deck, with Lilliganoth costing 4, and then Moarg costing 2, if your opponent's at 30 and you haven't done any chip damage, there's no 30 OTK, is there? Unless you've discounted combo pieces with the Skull, correct?
Well, there's a couple ways you can discount here, right? So there is a Skull, and you would need a Skull to discount as well, but you also have Zai. So if you play a philosophy on something that was discounted, which also keeps the discount, so you have, I guess, yeah, you're kind of counting on getting a Moarg for 0 at some point with a Skull.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, you know what I mean? You don't need that to win, because you still have a whole bunch of burst damage. You have the Zephyrs, and yeah, I mean, I guess
for the combo, you probably need one of the pieces to be, at least one of the pieces to be discounted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty likely though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you Polk out, you automatically, you're probably going to Skull into your Il'gynoth. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also, potentially Zai, whatever you want too. So I don't know. I think it'll work. I don't know if it'll be a tier 1 deck. But
No, yeah, it's gonna be a hard deck to play correctly, but I see it I see how the deck functions. It's just gonna be tough because there's even more hand manipulation that needs to be done with this deck, knowing that you have to discount some guaranteed piece to get that 30 OTK if they're at 30, and then you have Zai the Incredible and the philosophies, which now need to be hit on stuff that possibly could cost 0, which then need to be on the left for it to be outcasted. So there's just a lot of moving pieces.
I mean, you don't even need to get an OTK in there to beat control with it. You can go with the Soul Demon Hunter plan with it, which is I'm going to do a 2-turn timer with Il'gynoth. You know what I mean? You could just throw up the Warblades, drop down Il'gynoth, use a whole bunch of Twin Slices and slap them for 20. You know what I mean? And then okay, next turn I throw down the Kanye and I use the other Twin Slices in hand, or I drop the Zephyrs next to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't need to have all the reductions to get the win with the OTK. That's just something that could
way.
happen. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
I mean, you definitely got you definitely have all the cards that have draw in it. And there's a lot of draw.
And there's a lot of lifesteal. You have the Soul Cleaves, the I-beams, both of them. The Warblades.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna get destroyed by Control Warrior.
Yeah.
With, that just so happens to be the deck that you submitted, eh?
Yes, that wasn't why I brought it up, but I think the Control Warrior is going to be quite popular. So this might struggle against that, but I'd love to see how it turns out for you.
I don't know.
Like it's pretty solid.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks like a solid start at least to the deck.
I like new archetypes, for the class I play. I think that's exciting. This is the Warrior deck you submitted that Bunny Hopper played, right?
Yeah, so this Highlander N'Zoth Warrior deck that I submitted to the Reddit contest, it was one of the top 20 upvoted, so I got a mega bundle that I gave away to a random subscriber. And Bunny Hopper did play this on his stream for 3 games, and he went 1 and 2. But it was definitely cool to see it being played. I did kind of feel like maybe I added one too many weapons in it. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a different experience on ladder, but this is my Highlander N'Zoth Warrior. I think it looks a lot of fun. I mean, you're playing a bunch of different types of things for N'Zoth, of course, and for like the new Ringmaster Watley and the new Ringmaster's Baton. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this list is going to be perfect off the bat. I don't think any list will be, but really excited to play with this deck in particular. It just like I do love my Highlander Warrior already, and now there's like so many new cards I could put into this deck that it's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
and I don't run Risky Skipper, Rob.
I said I was actually looking specifically for that. I was like scrolling through the list, and I was like, all right, I see Anchor. What pirates do we have? I do not see Skipper. All right, this looks good. I like this. I also see Armadillo, which is nice. You like to see the little guy. Yeah, unfortunately, no, it looks good. So 2 things, chat. Day 1, new expansion. I know you're going to be really excited to create all these new decks, and you're going to wonder what the best deck is, and you want to spend your dust because it's burning a hole in your pocket. Just keep in mind that when you create one of these Day 1 decks, that it may change or it may not be the final rendition of it. So if you're tight on dust and you just want to make sure you get the best thing, wait maybe a week or so until the good decks start popping up, and you can kind of get a good idea of what to spend your dust on. Because I would hate for people to craft some of these Day 1s and them not be as good as what you think they are, and then you don't have enough dust to be able to finish what is to be the better version of that particular deck. Another thing is I was going to actually theory craft today after the podcast my decks, so I have nothing to show yet. Unfortunately, a dog ate my homework. I've got it.
So stick around later for the Warshack content if you want to craft some decks with the Warshack himself.
How many decks are you gonna make?
Honestly, don't know. I kind of just like look through the set at first and just see what cards I think are cool, and then like I kind of just build around that. So obviously, I'm gonna try a class for each of the old gods. Like that's obviously gonna be something you do. So N'Zoth every class, Cthulhu every class, and then I gotta go through the list for the YouTube content, see what's getting some clicks. Take some notes, do some more research. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with the old gods, especially Cthulhu, because obviously he's going to fit into some form of control deck. Cthulhu, I think, will do very well in Warrior. I think Cthulhu Mage, Spell Mage will be very, very cool. Possible Cthulhu Warlock, Cthulhu Rogue, because it has a lot of bounce backs. So
just slam that shit in anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to
it. Cthulhu and Demon Hunter with Zai.
yeah,
that's true.
You can make multiples. If it's only card in your hand, you get 3.
Yeah, I mean, then you can actually make a controlled Demon Hunter. Yeah,
that's a lot of tentacles.
It's a lot of tentacles, man.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean, this is the last expansion of the year, so there's just the biggest card pool we're gonna see, especially with Demon Hunter now being a class. This is actually like the biggest standard card pool I think that we've had. Mm-hmm. So there's so many new decks. There's so many decks in general that are going to be playable, or that I think should be playable, or at least to test out and make. There's so many archetypes that you could go into. This expansion, honestly, it was so difficult to build decks. I still have to build more, but there's so many things to think about. So many cards. Like you also have to think about the meta that's going to arise, like that you're going to be playing in. So maybe you want to put a sticky finger in your deck or something like that. There's just so many variables. It's crazy, but it's really fun in the deck building perspective. It just takes a while. But
yeah, usually what happens with a new expansion is everyone goes into it on day 1 playing whatever they want. Like they play like if you wanted to see if Shaman works out really well, you play Shaman. If you love Hunter and you want to try new Hunter decks, you play this meme thing, play that thing, and someone figures out one thing. It's really, really powerful, and like someone starts playing it on stream, then that's like really popular, and everyone's like, dude, holy shit, Enhancement Shaman is the best deck in the game. So then everyone starts playing Enhancement Shaman, and then everyone starts to have to play. Then someone realizes like, yo, oh my god, if I play N'Zoth Warrior, it hard counters
the Enhancement Shaman.
Holy shit. So then all of a sudden, like N'Zoth Warrior is like the best deck in the game because it counters Enhancement Shaman and the new Soul Demon Hunter simultaneously. And like then this whole weird thing flips around in a million different ways for the next like week and a half until you eventually figure out like, okay, Enhancement Shaman's actually just bait, but that warrior deck that countered it is actually really just good, you know, like, and then then we're like, okay, yeah, maybe you should craft the N'Zoth warrior deck because it's not bait. It's actually the shit, you know, and it takes a while for that to all, you know, fall into place before anyone has enough data to say one thing or another. So yeah, there's your meta development.
And then there's always gonna be those few people that just run the same Soul DH deck and they just put two bladed ladies in it and they're just doing well on ladder just because it was already good before that, you know. There's always people like that, you know. No hate, but I mean, a little hate.
If you guys want a really good Soul Demon Hunter deck to do what Money doesn't want, I got one for you guys. You do replace 2 cards with Bladed Ladies, and you bring Zai to copy them if you want for 1 mana. So, you guys want this deck? We got it.
Oh, snap.
Free ranks.
Yeah, before we go into the Q&A, I actually do have one deck that I'm really excited about besides that deck.
Oh, yeah, throw it to me on Discord and I'll pull it up.
Sure. Yeah, there it is right there. It is my Highlander Death Rattle Hunter.
Oh, okay, cool.
Highlander Death Rattle Beast Hunter with secrets.
No, yeah. I was actually really looking forward to building some form of Death Rattle mech-esque Highlander Secret Hunter, whether like which packages go in and out, or they're separated, or I combine 2. Hunter looked really cool this expansion, and last expansion, the past few previous expansions, it's just been Face Hunter, right? Like basically Face Hunter, and then we've had Highlander Hunter, but that's not new, right? But a lot of these new Death Rattle cards, like Jewel and N'Zoth and the Dark Moon Tonka Tank, seem really fun.
Yeah, so
the Jewel is not even a hunter card. That's like a priest card in a fucking hunter deck,
it's very confusing.
It's so weird, man. Like, why? I mean, you know, I hope it works in some weird way. I hope it works and it's just good. You know, like there's a deck that runs Jewel of N'Zoth and it's good. But it's just so ridiculous to see Hunter get a resummon 3 Death Rattle minions that died card. Like, that's just it's a priest card. It costs 8. I mean, it would be too good in priest. You know, like it would be way too good to get like 3 convincing infiltrators back or something. Like, but
yeah, so this deck is I feel like it's actually really good. I might take out Dancing Cobra. That's like the only thing, the 2 mana 1/5 guy. I kind of want to test it out, but I'm going for like a beast thing. That's why I have Don't Feed the Animals in there. I have a lot of beasts in here. I only run 4 Death Rattles. So it's really not too many Death Rattles, but I run Kartoot so that Kartoot essentially gives you 2 Death Rattles to come back with the Jewel. And then you have the Dark Moon Tonk, you have Teacher's Pet, and you have Claw Machine. Then you also have a Carrion Studies to give you another Death Rattle, or discount your other Death Rattle guys. Then there's also the Secret Element in there with got a few secrets in there. Got the Phase Stalker, of course, it's so good. The new rifle. It's kind of a lot going on, but it looks like it's so much fun. And like mid-range, the only hunter that I ever want to play is like a mid-rangey hunter, because I don't really like face decks personally, aggro decks. So I tried to build this a little slower, and I feel like the meta is going to be a little slower, so I feel like this could work. I also have a flare in there because Secret Mage might be a thing. And,
I like the flare.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a little flare in the deck. I'm interested to see if the Guardian Animals actually turns into a hunter card this expansion. A lot of people forget that card's actually also a hunter card, and we did get the Trampling Rhino. So these are not terrible cards to pull.
It was nerfed to 8.
Yes.
So it sucks even more in Hunter to get early on. Like it's even more punishing than it was when it wasn't run before. So
all right, maybe with
I don't know
attitude.
if I don't know if that's a dream, man. But
yeah, I didn't even consider that card, honestly.
Yeah, 8 cost cards in Hunter is like, I don't know, man. Like,
well, I mean, it doesn't work with this deck at all because I'm running so many lower cost.
No, I'm not saying in this deck. I'm just saying in general. It was just a random stupid thought that I just was thinking that I'll try and it'll probably fail, but it's worth the thought. Right?
Yeah.
The Grand Slam worked at one point. You know, like that was actually a card we ran to like get there with Priest. Like,
that could be what replaces Dancing Cobra. We'll see.
Yeah, welcome to the jam. I mean, like, that card's good because it's like, you know, it's 12 face damage on an empty board. That's a lot.
You know? Yeah, and you get homies.
And you get homies. Weird statted homies that all have 5 health. So-
There was
man.
actually a question about the new progression system, Jamcrow. This podcast, we already went in detail. We talked about it for like 30 minutes, but we're posting these on the YouTube. And is it on the other platforms yet, Draco? Or is that still going to be soon?
We're still waiting for approval for iTunes. I haven't gotten thumbs up yet, even though it's been like 2.5 weeks. But yeah, we're still waiting for the thumbs up on that. But it's on YouTube and it's on Buzzsprout, which is like a podcast medium. Like
Yes.
that,
So that should be up by this evening or tomorrow. This entire
Yes,
podcast
tomorrow.
on YouTube. Tomorrow.
It'll be up tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Or you can watch the VOD back. When
Oh yes,
Rob's
yes.
not
You can
streaming.
watch the VOD as well. That also works.
Yes.
But we talked about it.
But do you guys
a
want to go into Q&A now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So yeah. Oh, do you want to go? You want to do it?
No. I was gonna just let everybody know what Q&A is. But sure, yes.
Yeah,
Now
do
is
it,
the
yeah,
time.
that's all I was gonna
Okay. Now is the time, chat, where this is you rise up. When you talk, we will read it if it's good enough and answer your questions. This is your time to shine. Please hit us with your best questions. Hopefully something we have not already covered and something we've already answered, but something new, fresh, never before written or been read in the channel before regarding just about anything. With
To
limitations
summarize
on some.
our experience about the Tavern Pass to the person who's asking about it in chat, we think it should be better for free-to-play players, but we like it for ourselves. Yes. That's pretty much it. Yeah. We want it to be better because we care about the experience for free-to-play players.
Yeah.
Yes. The end.
And we think it will get better as
Yes.
time goes along.
And we have faith.
We do.
In the light.
How much money have you spent in Hearthstone? God, that's a fun question.
Thousands.
I've probably spent like $3,500 over 7 years.
I mean, I've been playing this
I would
game
say somewhere
since,
around the same. Yeah.
since
Like
Alpha.
a used car amount of money.
Like, it's just...
Wait, Alpha? You played in the Alpha?
Yeah, I've been playing this game since it
No,
came
you
out.
didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, no, there's a difference between when it came out and the Alpha.
No, I played in the... I got a beta invite, and I'm pretty sure I played in the Alpha. I guarantee I played in the beta.
Yes, okay. I don't...
And I'm pretty sure I
don't
also
think you
played in the
had
Alpha, but I only played like a game or two.
Were you streaming back then?
No. Streaming
No,
has been
no, he
relatively
wasn't.
new for me. I didn't start streaming until like 2.5 years,
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you got in. You were in the Alpha. I don't even. I feel like the only people that were able to get into the Alpha were like really big streamers at the time, and I don't even.
This
think-
game was...
I don't even really remember.
Streaming
an
wasn't
Alpha.
even like that big 6.5 years ago, man. It wasn't the same as it is today.
It was like there were only a few people.
Are you
But
saying
like it was
Warshack
big.
didn't get into the alpha when he said he did?
I don't think there even was an Alpha. Like I don't.
Did you say you got into the alpha, Warshak?
He did.
Hold on.
And he
Well, let's
did.
move on to
And
the
he
other
did. Why would
questions
we
and let
just say
me
he's wrong?
research
It's-
this.
I don't even think there was an Alpha. That's why
There
I'm
was
just
an
trying to-
alpha. People
I
are
got in-
always right. They played since the alpha.
I got into no. Everyone says beta. I got into the closed beta. I started playing in the closed beta. I bought a beta key, and like before that, it was just like top streamers that were playing. I think in the closed beta. I don't even.
Money. This is just like you playing Hearthstone, man. Do you want to go 0-2 against Warshak from saying things are a
5
certain way?
subs.
Do you want to go 0-2?
I mean,
You're
I
already
can
losing right
find
now.
this. If you really want me to, after the stream
I don't
today, I'm
know,
going to dig
whatever.
back and see if I can find the email talking about Alpha, because I don't think I've deleted those emails.
not even
or
that
I should be able to find this.
Is this all that this podcast is going to be us making bets now? Like, is it like about like what happened or is happening?
It's not that I don't believe you. I just am really. I just want to know. I just want to know for myself. Like that's just what it is. Like I was not aware of an alpha for this game.
Well, because you weren't
Anyway,
invited.
question: what
guess so.
shaman old god deck will be tier 1? Probably the Cthulhu one, because control shaman's weakness is that it doesn't have a finisher, and now there's a control card that you can put in your deck that gives you a finisher. So that's probably good for shaman Cthulhu, right? That's an answer.
God damn.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I don't think like a Nazoth shaman deck is going to be super likely. You know, like there's not tons of support for that. And I don't think we would call the deck a Yogg deck just from Yogg being in it, because Yogg's just kind of like a swing card that you run as like an oh shit button.
I don't even see this question.
It was further up.
Oh, I thought you made it up.
Yeah,
I see it.
Corrupt Shaman. Yeah, I guess you could run like the dunk tank stuff. Yeah, the East Star stuff.
So
That
Shaman,
cool.
Control Shaman is like one of the most control-y decks in the game, right? Like it's actually like in contention with Control Warrior. So if there was going to be a class to include like most of the old gods, I think it would be Shaman, just because it has so many removal tools and like so many heals. So I think it could be like the old god fodder deck. I don't know.
Have you seen the Quest Shaman OTK where it's like a whole bunch of those like I don't know, man, what do they call it? It's like this minion that's battle cry is like healing you for 4, corrupted, and it's a 4-drop, deal 4 damage to your opponent or something like that. So you basically like slap the button and then do 8 damage to your opponent for each one of them. And then like when you drop Isarge, you get a whole bunch of those things back in your hand to battle cry and double the battle cry again.
Solid meme.
Solid meme. Yeah, I don't know if
see
that's
it,
gonna be super good.
But
General thoughts on Corrupt as a mechanic. Do you think Blizzard will choose to keep it going forward? Well, generally they only do keywords, new keywords each expansion. So they probably won't do anything with Corrupt going forward. But they did do, like with Rise of Shadows, they did a whole bunch of throwback cards, like with Omega Devastator and Witch's Brew, all throwing back to cards from the previous year. So it is, they have, you know, kind of done throwback cards with old mechanics on them. Or they just don't call it what the old mechanic was called, like with Echo just being repeatable this turn. And what do we think about Corruptive? It's like super hard to evaluate because you kind of have to think about playing the way you don't usually play Hearthstone and not playing on curve. So
yeah, it definitely slows the game down. But we can't really tell until we really play with the cards, like how good it is or anything. But I mean, it's a new mechanic, and that's cool to me. Like as long as they keep releasing new mechanics or keywords or whatever, like that's cool.
Do you have this card, D-Money?
I do.
Random?
Yes.
Okay. Because that was a beta card, but I'm trying to look if they have an alpha card. I don't think they had an alpha card.
You might be right. People in chat were saying that they got into an alpha, that they got an invite to an alpha, but I didn't think that was a thing.
No, I remember playing alpha, but I might be wrong, and I would hate to be wrong and like, you know what I mean, say that I did, but I could have swore I did. But anyway, sorry, I will find this.
People thought Dormant was going to be really bad.
You don't have to look right now.
People thought Dormant was going to be too slow, and there were Dormant minions that we still use today. You know. It was
true.
Yeah.
Not too
People
many.
thought that wasn't going to be doable, but it was. So Corrupted could be better than people are evaluating it for. It's possible.
Do you think there will be a deck that will be top tier with 0 new cards added? No. Like this is not the most powerful expansion, but there's still powerful cards in it.
Yeah.
And like
Maybe
I feel like it's.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, like Soul DH, for example. Like we were just saying before, like Bladed Ladies is gonna make that deck so much better. There's a few things, like they didn't get too many things for it, but I'd say
Demon
there's
Hunter kit was pretty lackluster for this expansion. But like even if it was lackluster, you just throw Bladed Lady in everything, because why the fuck wouldn't you? It's a 6/6 rush for 1. You know.
And that's gonna be the case with like a lot of the top tier decks, probably.
Yeah. Why would you not run that card in like any Demon Hunter deck? It's just good.
Yeah, maybe for the first like couple days, the decks with no new 0 cards will be better, just as people, like we've mentioned, continue to like refine and test the new stuff. So that's, I think D-Money mentioned that earlier, like the people who are just gonna play the same tier 1 decks day 1, 2, and 3 of the expansion and get high ranks and be like, oh my god,
I'm so good.
Oh man. Like you can do it and you'll do really well because everybody else is testing stuff. But once like, you know, stuff settles down, decks get refined, people figure out what's good and what's not good with the new cards, you'll see the newer lists have a few of the new cards. Maybe not as many as we all hope, but there will be new cards in the new lists that are better than the old list. That's generally what happens when a new set comes out.
The only
But it
time
does-
I understand playing with no new cards is if you just simply can't afford them. And like then like sure, I understand. Like you can't afford all the best cards. Like I would still like for you to play with at least one new card. Like switch something up. Come on. I don't know. That's so unfun to me if you're just playing with the old cards and not using anything new. But it's your life. Hey. All
Maybe
good.
one more question, huh?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Fine. There's a lot to read.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions in there.
Thank you
Hard to
guys so
pick one.
much for being so active in chat. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, this is nice today.
Yeah, normally our Q&A sometimes goes off the rail and we just talk about our favorite foods for 20 minutes. So today we actually talk about Hearthstone. If anybody wants to snag one, I don't have a preference.
I don't need this to be the last one, but to answer Hefstesh's question about
that's what I was
being
looking at.
pushed by Blizzard to be the best class in the game for the first year, I don't think that was intentional. I think they fucked up. Yeah. I don't think they actually wanted it to be as good as I think they wanted it to be good, but they didn't want it to be like 5-mana skull good. That wasn't like intended. They wanted it to be a deck that was a contender with the other tier 1 decks, like Galakron Rogue at the time. But they overdid it.
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
reeled it back for the whole entire expansion.
But I mean, a brand new class into a game. I mean, there was going to be things that needed to be balanced. Like,
Yeah,
I'm glad that
that's
they
hard.
did it, and it could have been a lot worse. The game literally could have just broke. We've seen the coding fall apart. So I'm glad at least we got to play on day one, and like, you know what I mean. Even though Demon Hunter was broken, it was still fine. Like that.
I am not glad I got to play on day one. And I am not glad that I did a 24-hour stream for that release day. That was awful.
Oh man, too bad the baby Ray crying sound effect isn't on Rob's channel, right?
I
to
took
play
sounds off
against-
for this.
Yeah, to play against 75% of the same exact broken
Only
deck.
75%. That's all you got.
It was like 75 to 80. I don't know. That's
not
still ridiculous.
I was 90+%. It was ridiculous. But yes.
Either one is ridiculous, honestly. Like it was, especially for 24 hours. Like it was really not fun. They definitely outdid like how powerful that class should have been. But whenever a game adds something new, it's usually too good,
Or
and
just not impactful at all.
and they do that
It's
for a
hard to get
reason
it
because
right.
they sure, but they usually want something like a new thing to be too good just so people like want to play with it, and that's like a common thing. I see it in like a ton of games that I play, but that was just way too much. Yeah, nobody can argue that.
You pronounce it Isarge, Chester. That's how you pronounce Isarge. The H is silence.
I pronounce it Yasharaj.
Dude. If you have an E and they put that a Y and they put that apostrophe thing next to it, it's pronounced like E. You know what I mean?
All right. Google Translator.
Dude, Google Translator is not going to pronounce like a World of Warcraft god name correctly.
How do you
Believe.
how do you pronounce Ysera?
All right, you are exactly right. This thing just said some fucking word that I had never heard of.
Scabs.
Wait, was I right? Wait.
I don't think
Dude,
anybody
none of
was
us were
right. This
It's
thing's
just
on a
not
whole
giving us
nother
anything
plane.
helpful.
All right, one more time. Listen in, boys. Where's
Oh,
Flying
that's how it
Kraken?
is.
He knows this shit.
It's pronounced Yajirobe.
Kraken, speak up. Tell us how to say it.
Wait, so how do you pronounce Draco? How do you pronounce Ysera?
Isara.
Wait. Do you say Ysera?
No, you just say Isara.
That's what you said. Ysera.
What? Sorry.
Like
Are you not hearing
said,
him right, D-Money? Are you having a problem?
No, you said Ysera.
No, that's what
Yeah.
you heard, dude.
Isera.
Yeah, you said.
I say Ysera.
Wow, man. So American.
I don't know, man. I have a friend that pronounces it the way that you say it, but I think the way that I say it is more popular. You might be correct.
Ysera.
Not okay. I don't really exaggerate it like that. I just say Ysera.
Ysera. Ysera.
It's
No, not
Leviosa.
Y'all,
Yeah, Sarah. Ysera.
Oh my god, dude. You pronounce it so weird.
Yasharaj and Ysera.
Ysera. Ysera. Isera.
Maybe it's a Long Island thing. I don't know, but
Maybe.